not sure it's working yet. And check on the computer. But since it's working, so I have 4 people watching so far. Due to my little site, or poor site, I have a hard time reading the screen. I have to find another system. Anyway, we will wait a few seconds for more people to come. You know, 9 people there, 10. So let's say we'll begin when we reach 20 or 30. This is strange to speak to the phone like that. I'm used to speak to the camera, but here it's like a first for me, and I'm a little how can I say, not stressed, but wondering how good it will be. Anyway, I don't see your names. That's the drawback of Mr. Facebook. On Periscope it's much better. So this idea of speaking straight to those who want to listen is not my idea. It's from Anjan from the Bujinkan UAE in Dubai. Hi Laurent, good to see you too. I thought I will give a few tries to this new system of communication, because even though I'm traveling quite a lot, I'm not always available, or you're not when I am. Okay, so we reached like 25, so I will begin. Hey George, me too, I'm happy to be here. So, a few days ago I sent over Facebook, first with MailChimp, but somehow it didn't work that well, and then through Facebook a survey asking you, okay, I'm planning to reorganize the whole system of the things I'm giving over the net or selling, like the DVDs, the downloads, the e-books, the blog, etc. And I would like to create some kind of general box in which you will go, and then you will pick up whatever you want. Things you have to pay for it, obviously. Things will be for free, etc. So I asked like 9 questions, and I was surprised. I received about 130, 128 exactly answers, and quite detailed, because some questions were so open that in fact it gave me the fuel for this hey Eugenio, for this session. So I regrouped everything in 8 different trends or questions or interrogations you had, and I will do my best to answer as far as I know the answers, obviously. So the first thing that came out, the most important set of questions, was about the Bujinkan Ryuha. And from all the things, I regrouped that in 3 different questions and sub-questions. Many of you asked, hey Tatiana, ¿qué tal? Asked if we had techniques on the Gikan Ryu, the Kumogakure Ryu, the Gyokushin Ryu. Now, I had this discussion once with Hatsumi Sensei, and he told me, so maybe he was lying, that he didn't have the densho for the techniques. He only had the philosophy of those 3 schools, which is why in all the techniques we've been studying so far, we had a few concepts of Gikan or Komogakure or Gyokushin, but not a set of techniques as we have for the Koto-ryu, the Gyoko-ryu, etc. So, when the sensei did redid the Koto-ryu DVD by Quest, for those who have the first version, the second version, you will see that he added a few concepts from those schools. Mainly, I'm thinking about the Gyokushin, because Gyokushin is Kopojutsu, There's a very nice DVD on Gyokushin Ryu by my friend Juan Manuel Serrano that you can get on Budomark, but also directly through him. It's in Spanish, but the movement are self-explaining. He did that with Carlos Morales when they were, hey Anjan. Yeah, Anjan is the guy who is responsible for that. Yeah, so Juan Manuel and Carlos were in Japan together a long time ago, and Sensei gave a class on Gikan feeling, on Gyokushin feeling, and they made a DVD when they came back from Japan. So even though it's in Spanish, it's a very nice one to watch. So the 9 schools is more like a symbolic number, no? You know, the Japanese, they are much into those guilty as charged, says Anjan. Yes, it's your fault. Yeah, the Japanese, they are very much, and Hatsui Sensei mainly, is very much into numerology, you know. I don't know if you know, but the first Hombu was built on the 10th year of Heisei at 10 p.m. and 10 minutes on the 10th month, which is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, meaning it was the start of a new cycle. So 9 schools we have, but we have actually 6 sets of techniques grouped in densho's. We don't have the Gikan, Kumogakure, and the Gyokushin. Now, I don't have them. Maybe someone like Kasem might have more information on that. Then somebody asked, concerning those schools, if we could use words of one Ryuha into another one. Once again, I will just quote Hatsumi Sensei. He says, when you do one school, whether it's Koto Ryu, Shinenfu Ryu, Takagi, or Kukishin, in fact, you will never be able to do only Kukishin or only Takagi or only Koto. You will do these techniques with the 5, 10, 15, 20 years of experience of doing all the other Ryuha. So in fact, whatever you do, it's never pure Koto or pure Takagi. Okay? So it's always a mixed. Another question that came is, still concerning the Ryuha, people wanted to have the Kyohapo from the other Ryu. So the Kyohapo is from the Gyokoryu. Okay? 37 guys, getting up. 38. The Kyohapo is from the Gyokoryu. And the Gyokoryu is, in my understanding, the stepstone of the Bujinkan. This is the school with the most profound influence on the Bujinkan system. In the videos I did that you can get in Budomark or Koimashart, those videos, when I explained the schools with my own interpretations, not the Densho, but I'll come back to that. When I explained the schools as an exercise, I did the Kyohapo for each one with the specificities of each school. And this is, like for example, we did the Gyokoryu, which is a short distance school. Once again, it's between the elbow and the fingertip. Okay, so this is this distance. I used to call that the zombie distance because if you put your hands on top of your partner's shoulders, then you look like a zombie. But then you have the correct distance. So it's a short distance, even though the internet says otherwise. So we did the Kyohapo with this distance in mind, and suddenly the whole set of movement was quite different. But once again, check that on the videos and you will see the different flavor. I began to do that when Sensei, when was it? It was back in 98 when we did the schools. We'll see later that it's not the schools that we're studying, but this is what was used to understand the different types of taijutsu. Anyway, I discovered after the Shinenfu Ryu of 98, hey Francisco, The zombies again, yes, they are there. So after the 98 Shinfudo-ryu, I thought it would be stupid to forget about the Shinfudo-ryu and begin from scratch the Kokishin. So I tried to keep the feeling of the Shinden and try to see the difference with the Kokishin. Now, what I did is I studied Stefan from California. Thanks for this moment. Thanks for being with us. It's bothering. I'm not used to that, to speak and cut and speak and cut. Where was I? Yes. So I began to do the Sanchin and the Kyohapo for each school because it's easier to grab the specificity of one fighting system using a set of techniques that we all know by heart. Because if you're doing Bujinko, Frédéric, salut. If you're doing regular class in a Bujinkan dojo, you always begin with the Sanchin or the En or the Kyohapo. Anyway, I hope you're doing it. So I said in '98, Sensei began with those schools, and it would be a mistake. Oh, little heart, that's good. It would be a mistake to think that that was what Sensei was teaching. No, actually, and that was a discussion I had with him. He said, no, I taught the Shinfudo-ryu in '98, the Kokishin in '99, the Koto in 2000, the Gyokko in 2001, and the Takeyushi-no-ryu in 2002, in order to teach the 5 pillars of Budo Taijutsu, which are Taihenjutsu, Taken Taijutsu, Koppojutsu, Koshijutsu, and Jutaijutsu. Now you will say, yes, very nice, but in '98 with the Shinfudo-ryu, and Shinfudo-ryu, as far as I know, is Daken Taijutsu. Yes, but not in '98. There are no school with Taihenjutsu as the major thing. So since he used the techniques, the forms of the Taihenjutsu, of the Shinfudo-ryu to explain and to teach the feeling of Taihenjutsu. So Anton says, for study, is it visible to follow the same order Soke taught in? That's a good question. I don't have the answer, and you asked me a few times already, and many other dojos asked me. I don't know. I don't know. It's either you follow the same order, Shinden, Kokishin, Kodo, Gyokko, Takagi, or following the books by Tsumi Sensei, you begin with the Gyokko-ryu, then the Koto-ryu, etc. I think it doesn't really matter. But one thing is sure, is that if you read Sensei's book, and you should read them like every day, it's important to understand that the Gyokko-ryu is really one of the oldest fighting systems that we have in the Bujinkan. So those 5 pillars, added with the 5 layers of weapon we did from 93 to 97, which were in the order Bojutsu, Yarijutsu, Nagina Taijutsu, since they called that the Sanshin of long weapon. Then it was completed by the Bikenjutsu, 96. That's where my second son was born. And, which is why I didn't go. He was born the same day as Tsumi Sensei, so I was not in Japan for the Takamba-san. So 96 Bikenjutsu, and then 97 the Jojutsu. That's when I organized the Prize Taikai. What was interesting here is not to mix the ninjutsu, the Budo Taijutsu, and the Ninpo Taijutsu. And we'll go that the concepts later. But my understanding, and once again I'm speaking for myself, I'm not representing the official line of the Bujinkan, but Sensei did ninjutsu until 92. And then when he had a group of students big enough, he began to dig in deeper. I mean, we study the long weapons. And I don't see a ninja wearing black stuff with a hood and using a bow yari or a naginata hidden in the bushes. I mean, that's a little stupid, no? So one thing you have to get, I have an article that I'm going to release very soon. You have to stop about the ninja thing. Wow, 47 guys now. The ninja, but that will be another discussion we will have, not today. But the ninja is a nice dream. But what Sensei is teaching is Ninpo. And Ninpo could only be reached once we had studied the Budo Taijutsu, the 5 years with weapons to learn distance and angles. When we learn the 5 pillars, once again, Tahenjutsu, Daken Taijutsu, Koppojutsu, Koshijutsu. Hola Maxi, ¿qué tal? Yeah, I know you like the ninja thing, but yes. And Jutaijutsu. Okay, once you have that, and Sensei was very clear on that, he said Juposesho, which we began in 2003, was not one extra, was not a 6-1. It's, and you can find that on my blog, I made a drawing, but you have those 5 pillars, and they are creating some kind of platform on which is the Juposesho. And since 2003, we are the Juposesho level, which is the hardest thing to get, but also which is reachable only if you have studied all the other levels before. So it's not more about schools, it's more about 3 distances. And one day, and the guys who know me, I mean, I told the story many times, but Sunday one day we were having a drink in the community center, you know, the one next to his house. And he said, we were watching some videos, and he said, oh no, remember, Ninpo, Koppo, Koshi. So I said, hey? Yes, he said, Ninpo, Koppo, Koshi. And when you understand that the Bujinkan is those 3, it regroups those 3 distances, then you have like a different perspective on the whole Bujinkan system. So what else can I tell you about the schools? So they said, yeah, there was one question someone asked, yeah, I'd like to see videos with the Japanese demonstrating the techniques. So I have, I mean, I've seen many Japanese demonstrating techniques because I went to Japan like nearly 60 times in the last 25 years. So the only way to see the Japanese demonstrating the techniques is to go to Japan. Okay. I don't have the rights or the copyrights of their own movement. I do have a few videos on that were taken in Japan, but as they always say in Japan, it's for private use, and you shouldn't find them on the internet, even though some guys do it, and this is not good. So what else? I think that's all for the first topic I wanted to speak about. If you have questions, please write them down. I can answer live. Okay, it's the whole system about the live thing. Okay, another big group of questions were concerning the basics, the fundamentals, techniques, and the Tenchijin. In the 87th version of the Tenchijin, at the end of the book, right before the Tonsonakata, there is this nice cryptic text saying, if you ask us, how do we put it? I mean, it's funny. It says, if you ask us about the fundamentals, we will tell you there are no fundamentals in the Bujinkan. And then the second sentence, and if you ask us if you train those techniques good or bad, we will tell you there are no ways of training them good or bad. You just have to move with the flow of etc. It's about adaptation. Anyway, basics are very important, and unfortunately, over the years, people were more, people, when I say people, I mean the teachers, were more concerned about learning the latest stuff from Japan than to actually teach their beginners proper basics. For this, there are 2 reasons. The first one is that the new generation, they were not exposed to to the basics the way we were back in the 80s. Uh, this is something that the guys who began mid 90s or even in the beginning of the 90s didn't have, because even in Japan they would not teach the basics anymore. I remember this one guy from East Europe asking Sensei one day, Sensei, I need to learn the basics. Who should I train with? And his answer was, go with Pedro, Peter, Sven, Arno, because they've been here for so long that they're the only one knowing the basics, which was nice for us. She didn't know. But my point is that basics, and namely the Tenjijin, is what you have to focus a lot in order to get your black belt. I said earlier that the end result is the Jupo Seisho. To get to the Jupo Seisho, you have to learn the Budo Taijutsu. I would say that before that, you have to learn the Tenjijin. The Tenjijin is a fake program designed by Hatsumi Sensei, mid-70s, in order to give the basic components, the basic bricks to create the techniques. And once you're able to recognize all the letters of the alphabet and you know grammar, then you can write. This is what we do by copying the techniques of the schools, and then by moving into the Mutodori free movement of today. But there is no way you can be walking, I think we were cut, to the foot of the mountain and jump up to the last level just because because your teacher is teaching only basic advanced techniques. Advanced techniques have a reason. This is the next step after the intermediate techniques, which is the next step after the basics. But if you know basics, then it's not good. So from this basic Tenjijin thing box, I got three main questions. First, you have to be flexible. German Taiso, you find a nice protection in the Gakure Ryuribo Taijutsu. That's a book that has been scanned in Japanese. It's the first book by Sensei. It was published in Basics, Francisco. Yes, Francisco Arno, do you think we have difficult to teach the basics oriented for children and women? I have a strong opinion concerning the kids. I'm not teaching kids under 15. I'm not, because kids are still growing, and if you applying some kind of twist, lock, etc. on the joints, you will create problems when they turn 40 or 50-year-old with arthritis or rheumatism. Okay, so we have to adapt. If you have a kid class, which is good, but I don't have the patience anyway. But if you have a kid class, please be careful not to damage those kids and to damage their future body. Because when they will turn 40 or 45, they will forget about the 3, 4, 5 years they did ninja thing when they were young. And they will wonder why they are waiting. Wow, that's Stefan. One with the PhD guys that they don't write in an easy way. But I'm finishing on the kids and the children and the women. And so so to teach the kids, you have to adjust the thing. The best is to look how the judo guys created a program for the kids. First, because you have to take into account the development of the brain and the development of the body. And once you have those two components clear in your mind, then it will be easy to adjust the class. In France, there is a very nice kid class in Annecy, my friend Lai, who is teaching the kids in a very nice way and there is no injury. Woman is a different thing. I'm lucky to have, like, over the years, I think 4 or 5 women who got Jigodan with me, because from the start I taught them differently. I'm against women fighting like men, because then it's just a negative for the woman. Being a woman is an asset in a fight. Now, obviously, we have this force thing. If you go back to the book I was quoting earlier, the Togakury Nimpo Taijutsu, by the way, you can get it for $50 from Richard Randon at ninjutsu.com. He's the guy publishing it, and each black belt in the Bujinkan should have it. But there are 2 or 3 pages specific for women teaching, okay, or teaching to women. The problem often with the books in Japanese is that you watch the pictures, and if it's not looking like ninja stuff, you just pass the pages. So you have to teach differently. For example, women, because of their morphology, the ichimonji should not be here, but more here, in order to protect the chest. Okay? That's one thing, but there are many other things that you have to adjust when teaching women. Also, you have to prevent the males from hitting the women in the dojo until they reach a certain level, because it's counterproductive. On the contrary, you have to force them to hit because they're not used to it. Okay? So both are possible, teaching kids and teaching women, but you have to adjust and be clever. It's not about just the technique, it's about understanding who you're teaching to. Okay? Scott is saying, I'm new to teaching. Is there a manual of sorts showing what needs to be taught for each level or grading? Scott, many teachers have released their own mix of the Tenchijin, and I'm sure that the Shihan you're working with must have produced one. If you don't have any idea, you can get my own twisted version, which could give many 50 dan, but there are many good manuals all over the world. Lee, hello Lee, thank you for reminding me, Japan in April, that women still can wear the red belt within Bujinkan Dojo and sharing the story. Oh yeah. Yes, there's one thing that many people don't know because they were not there at the beginning, but the purple gi and the red belt was a decision from Mrs. Hatsumi in order to make the guys realize that they were not males to hit strong. It's okay. Now, when they get to 5th dan and above, okay, it's a regular training. But please, if you're a woman, don't train like a man. It's useless. It's totally not good. You will no, it's not good. Not good at all. So, spoke about the Juntaiso, the flexibility of the body brings the flexibility of the mind. So, remember that we train mainly to live in a peaceful world, or more peaceful than the Japanese historical period of permanent war. So we have to get something for life of today. And this is what Hatsumi Sensei is teaching. And once again, with those good basics, you can learn, you can begin to study and learn the schools. Without, it's just hopeless. Except if you focus on one school, because one system was enough for one little Japanese guy in those times to go at war and survive. The reason why we know that is that those techniques survived until now. What else? Somebody asked about Shuhari, which is a very nice concept. But I prefer to this one, another one that Sensei used a long time ago. He spoke about Taihen Kuden Shinden. And Taihen Kuden Shinden is more, hey Kevin, how much has Soki adopted his teaching and technique for advancing age? I'm 63 this year. It's going to get harder to be physical soon. Yes, I'm 56, and I agree, it's getting harder. Sensei is getting more into the no movement. But this is not what we have, just exactly what I was saying earlier. This is very advanced technique. We have, for the beginners and the young ones, not the 63, to be more physical. Okay, 30-year-old, hey Joe, I answer Joe after that. When you are until the age of 30, you have to be more physical, okay? And that goes to what Joe is asking, what do you think about Randori? Okay, there are no Randori in the Bujinkan. You know, Randori, Ran is chaos, so it's the brain chaos, it's war. But some soft Randori can be implemented in a dojo as long as it doesn't become a sport, which is often the case when people begin to do the mixed martial art approach within the Bujinkan. The Bujinkan is not about sport, so you have to get that clear. Now, some physical training can be good. I hope I answered the two problems. If you're 63, do what you can. Okay, being physical is not the point. You have to be to develop your skills with the body you have and the age you have. Okay, it's useless to be behaving like a 20-year-old kid if you're 60. I mean, something is wrong. Okay. Yes, I was thinking about Tahen Kuden Shinden. Tahen is the physical knowledge. So this is what you have to learn. First, you have to learn the basic movement. You have to move step by step, you know, the 1, 2, 3 approach. Now, once you have it, you have to shorten those steps. And from 1 to 3, make some kind of mix in which you are, instead of being 1, 2, 3, you're going, hey, Simon, I have to sleep now, sorry. It is late in Tokyo. Poor little thing. Night is short. Good streaming. Thank you, Simon. Have fun in Japan. Uh, before you go to bed, how long are you staying this time? You're back for good or just for training? Simon was living in Japan for a few years. Well, you can maybe answer later. Anyway, thank you. Tahen Kuden Shinden. The Kuden is either what the teacher is teaching you, okay, but also Kuden can be understood as the experience, meaning that the more you, when you're a kid, when you were on this bicycle, the more you fell, the more you learn how not to fall. And they love it. Tenjin is of learning. Yes, that's Amgen. So that's Kuden. Now, once you know how to ride a bike, you don't think twice when you have to get a bike, even if you didn't ride a bike for 2 or 3 years. And that's where the Tenjin is bringing you. By learning those 1, 2, 3 movements, by making them one body flow, and by just getting into your body, when you read the technique of a given system, then you have access to things that you would not be able to grab if you didn't have the body prepared to do it. Okay? Until December. Okay, so I'll see you in July. Right after the Taikai, I'm in Japan. So it would be nice to see you, Mr. Simon, and have a good night. Because in Japan it's like 12:35, so it's time for him to go to bed. Okay, that's all what I wanted to tell you about the basics. There were, hey Joy, it is live. Hello from Germany, from a Greek community. Good. Hello, Joy. So another pack of questions or interrogations were concerning the videos and the ebooks, and I was surprised to read what I read. Technically, so still that's the advertising moment. As you know, I have created Budomart, where we covered every technique that I learned in Japan from 84. I mean, I went to Japan in 90, but where I learned the Bujinkan from 84 to to 2009. I think that in Japan in 2 weeks, in India in 2 weeks, and we'll do 2010, I think. And you can find all those things. And that's another question. Some people were asking for MP4 videos. Now, if you go to Budomat, I know this website is messy these days. I'm working on it, but I'm very busy. But I'm working on it. It will be nicer in the next weeks or month. If you go to Budomat, you can either choose to buy a DVD, Robert, My Favorite Nurse. You know, Dojo, this is the basics. That's good. And we have to find different ways to break them down for the class because everybody learns differently. Your teaching tools have been very helpful. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying. Those teaching tools do not replace a real teacher. Okay, that's one thing you have to be aware. I mean, videos are nice. Hey, Johnny, I think this session is too advanced for me. I know can happen something in words many times to learn all the words. Yeah. If you, Johnny, if you send me a mail, I have 500 words in Japanese. It's a PDF file. I will send it to you, then you will be able to learn those words. Stefan, I'm afraid about randori to swag or judo. Me too. Where only a few techniques are well known by people. Advanced techniques and studied in kata to get ranks with the following. Yes, that's what I said. This is a main problem. Please, when you ask questions, guys, make them short because 3-4 lines maximum. Because after I don't see it and I don't have the time to push the button on the screen and to read. Yeah, this is what I said about the randori. The randori can be dangerous because if you turn that into sport like judo, then you will lose the benefit of the Bujinkan. So speaking about the MP4, so every DVD you can get Budomat, you can get it in MP4 format. Just download it, okay? And if you don't like DVDs, if you don't like MP4, then with Sky Martial Art you can get them for the price of Netflix. You can get them streaming. So depending on the country, on the quality of your internet, you have download and streaming that are available. As I'm going to India 3 times a year, each time I'm going there, we shoot a new DVD or 2 new DVDs with different themes, etc. Which was one of the questions I asked, what do you want to see? That's one thing. Then I had a few questions on the ebooks. And the reason why I moved to ebooks is I did that for 2 reasons. First, when you publish one book and you have mistakes in it, and you always have mistakes in a book, there's no way you can change it. Okay? You're just doomed. Second, which is not the case with the ebook. If I discover a mistake in the ebook, then I just change the file for the download and the file, upload it to Amazon, and then you have an update on your own. If you bought the book, you have an update on it. Yes, I'm lost. Ebooks. Yeah, so I'm not going to get any more books on paper because you have to print like 500, 1,000 to get a good price, and then they stay on the shelves for like 2, 3, 4 years, and it's money that is not working, so it's not good. With an ebook, it's easier. And you see, I have an 8-inch tablet, and I'm just using that as a reader. I love books. I have like 2,600 books at home, but now when I can, I get the ebooks version, and if I love the book, then I buy the paper copy, which will not be your case because I will not make those books available on paper, except maybe I will redo New Tenchijin Modernized, because the first one was 97, which is quite long time ago. One thing concerning the ebooks, I'm preparing. There are, I think I wrote about that I was preparing like 50 ebooks. We have 4 collections. The one concerning the techniques and the Ryuha and the weapons. If you are on Koi Martial Art, after each technique, you will have the link linking you directly to the given file on the website. In fact, it's like having a book. You read your book, then you click and you have the video playing the technique you just read. Okay? So this is the 21st century, and I think we have to get tools that are helping us to understand things. Because when you read the text, it's linear. It goes first line, second line, third line. And even if you write, and at the same time you do that, you will still read it after. And it's not giving you the proper rhythm when you do it. Now, if you have the text and you can have, apart from the pictures, the video running, then you're the king of the world. And I think it will be nice too. The first one I'm preparing is on the Shoden no Kata, I think, from the Gyokoryu. And concerning the weapon, I think the first one will be Hombo Jutsu. But I'm very busy these days, so I'm late. Concerning the videos, some of you asked for videos about seminars and Tai-Kai. Yes, definitely, I will do that very soon. The problem I have today is that I don't have a camera good enough to do that seamlessly. Okay, we're still using those tapes, so I stopped recording on tapes. Even if it's HD, it's not as good as the new system. So I'm waiting. I think that like the GoPros, the new ones, or the Xiaomi is going to have one. I have this 4K or 3K or 2K, I don't know, camera, which will give a nicer image, and then I will be able to do that. So yes, definitely I will do it. Concerning the 6 out of 9 review of the Bujinkan, they are all on DVD, download and streaming, so help yourself. Once again, this is my own interpretation of the schools and the techniques based on my experience and my limited brain. So do not think this is the truth, okay? It's important, okay? And always, if I'm saying white and your teacher is saying black, then your teacher is right, okay? That's also important. But at least if you follow those videos, which are available on your phone, if you have the streaming platform, it's on the tablet, on your phone, on your PC, wherever you are, if you have a connection, you can get access, like even in the dojo, you know. When I was 2 weeks ago, I was in South America, and I would prepare my techniques by just viewing my videos. Okay, say, oh yes, because I speak a lot, even now. In fact, kind of half hour, and it's already 45 minutes. So I'm trying to go faster. Concerning the weapons, so I was surprised to see that not so many people were interested in weapons. In the list of things I asked in the survey. Having said that, there were many questions concerning the weapons. Oh, Robson, ebook is an amazing idea. Yes, I haven't created them. I'm just writing ebooks. Okay? Robson is from Fortaleza, Brazil, where I was like 2 weeks ago. So weapons, there's okay. You're not too much into weapons. Many of you they were more into Tenchi-Jin and basics and Ryuha. Then third and fourth were the essays, like the book I wrote, what's the name? The Spirit of Movement, that you can get on Amazon. You can also get, we did one book for Sven, The Points of View by Sven Erik, that you can get also on Amazon in English. And very soon, I had the guys in India this week, will be available en español también para los que hablan español y que no saben leer el inglés. Okay? es la misión para mi libro, El Espíritu del Movimiento, gracias a Elias. Elias from Bujin, Asturias, is nice enough to translate my English into his beautiful Spanish, and that's why you have all my blog article in Spanish and the books also in Spanish. Thank you, Elias, because without you, I will be only in English. So back to the weapons. The Tenchi Jin does not include weapons. Having said that, if you don't do weapons, you will miss. Joe, would there be any plans to produce a DVD on Ryutai Undo? I did it, Joe. It's not a DVD actually. It used to be a free download on my on the first Koi. You know what? I'm in India on the 25th. Send me a mail around the 26th, 27th when I'll be there, and I will ask the guys to give me the file, and I will find a way to put it for free download on Budomat. Okay? Yeah. Ryutayundo and Shinkoku Shanen are mandatory if you want to train properly. You can also do some yoga that is advised by Hatsumi Sensei. Weapons. In the Tenchi Jin, you have no weapons. Okay, there's one technique which is Kandagare in the Jin. You have no weapons. Having said that, if you don't learn the basics of weapon, the day you enter the world of weapons, you're a little lost because, like the guy who said, I don't know the vocabulary. If you don't know the basic forms, you end up being totally unable to do the techniques. Now, what I did in my dojo in Paris, and where I'm teaching, is mix within the Tenchi Jin the basics for Tanto, Kunai, or Jute, Shoto, Hambo, Jo, Biken, Bo, Yari, Naginata. Okay? I don't do the other weapons, which are like the Vicento, etc. I'll speak about them later. I know they are sexy, but they don't teach you a lot that you will not learn with the other weapons. So if you go to the basic section of Koi, you will see all those basics for the weapons. Many guys also ask knife techniques. First, I'm not good at it. Second, I don't like it. Third, there are no dental on Tanto. Okay, the Tanto is. I mean, if you go in the army, every soldier has a knife. It helps to cut the bread, a rope, whatever. But they don't have techniques except if you're special forces, and it's a different thing. Okay. Now, if you're really into learning the knife thing, this is not with me. But in the Bujinkan, we have a few guys who are very specialized in this kind of teaching. I'm thinking about Dejan Rostohar, he's damn good with his SpecBook system. You have Willy Iglesias in Argentina, who is also very good. You have in England, you have Norman, former legionnaire, so top guy. I mean that if you want to learn the knife, apart from the classes with Nagato Sensei, because there was a knife at the end, but if you want to learn how to fight a knife, the best is to go to these guys. Okay, the Bujinkan is very big, so you have a lot of guys with specific knowledge, and it's important for you to find them and to learn from them. But personally, I don't like the Tanto because there's no Densho, and I'm only teaching from the Densho. So, okay. Just a quote from Sensei that was during the Vanatia Taikai in 1995. He said, the long weapons, speaking about we were doing the Naginata, the long weapons are the best to learn the distance and the angles. Okay, so Tenchi will teach you the timing, the rhythm, etc. And to better that, learning the long weapons will help you move into different distances because of the size of the weapon. Advanced training was another thing about the weapons. I would say that if you want to learn how to use those weapons correctly, uh, train on your own. Let me explain. You have today it's easy to find the techniques of the Bojutsu, the Yari Jutsu, the big sets. Uh, and when I say big, it's big. You know, when we recorded in India the Bojutsu, we did 11 DVDs only for the bow. Okay? I think there are 6 for the Yari, so it's big stuff. But the best is to go with your bow in outdoor, facing a tree, and using the tree as your partner, because the tree will not run away, and it will not try to attack. So you have to do your homework. If you don't train your weapons on your own, don't expect to learn that in the dojo. Okay, when we did 93, when we did Bojutsu, we covered maybe 6 or 7 techniques, and I attended 3 Taikais plus 1 Nakomusai that year, 93. Okay, when we did the Yari 94, we did like 4 or 5 techniques, and okay, so there's no way you can learn the whole set if you don't train by yourself. Once you have trained, when you have done your basics alone, then when you go to Japan and there's a technique, you are able to adjust and to get the better feeling. So weapons are important, but are also important for you to train on your own. If you have no time to go to the dojo, you can train your long weapons. With smaller weapons like the Hanbo or the Jo, which are modern weapons, kind of, you need a partner. There's no way you can do the movement in the air. Maybe with the Jo you can learn the forms, but mainly you need that. And one thing you have to use when you train with a partner, padded weapons. Okay, and padded weapons is a requirement by Hatsumi Sensei back in 97 when we did the Jo. He said, from now on, use padded weapons for security reasons, and also because having a padded weapon, you can be a little more realistic in your attacks and blocks, and get a better understanding of the techniques. Okay, and that is very important. In the US, you have Budobuki, who is selling those weapons. They are very good quality. In Australia, I think that team is still Bathurst is still doing them, and in Europe, in Estonia, you have Thomas from South Hambo that is doing a very nice job, and I love his weapons. But padded weapons, and I don't get a commission. But padded weapons are a must. You have to get those wooden weapons and padded weapons. If you cannot buy the padded weapons, make them. Okay, it's part of your training too. What is about weapon? Yes, what I call the exotic weapons. Okay, how many people? 48, 49? Okay. Don't tell the others, but I'm not good with Kyokuchi Shoge. Okay, over 60 trips or 59 trips to Japan, I saw 3 classes where we did one of the techniques with the Kyokuchi Shoge. So I was not there when he was teaching it, so I'm not good with the Kyokuchi Shoge, so I'm not teaching the Kyokuchi. The same with the Kusarigama. Okay. Concerning the shuriken and all those things you can throw, I would have the same answer, just trying by yourself. Okay, you have 5 ways of throwing stars, so it's easy. And concerning the big guys, the Ono, the Daisharin, the Bizento, all those trench weapons, for me it's useless. Okay, I don't see anyone in the street with a sword. That's okay, but even less with a huge axe or a Bizento. Okay, learn the bow, the Yari, the Naginata, and then you have the everything for the rest. I mean, if you have then a visual technique, but then you will train it based on your knowledge of long weapons. Okay. Frédéric, I answered the survey with a demand. Wow, a demand is French. So when you say demand, it's a requirement. About specificities in weapons like beacon, Wiskoto, Shinden, filling. Okay, and okay, it's been 1 hour now, so I think we will stop there. I have much more to say, but I have to stop. Just to finish with this, in the Bujinkan, we have only 2 sets of techniques concerning the sword, which is the Togakure and the Kukishin. Densho, I mean, okay? Then, and that's, once again, it's what Sensei says, you can do the sword with the feeling of Shinfuryu, or the feeling of Takagi Shinryu, or the feeling of Kukishin, no, Kukishin again, of Kotoryu. No problem, once you know the specificity of the school, okay? I remember doing a lot of Shinfuryu feeling with the sword, because the sword is longer, heavier, but there are no, as far as I know, there are no densho except Togakure and Kukishin. So if you want to learn the sword, do that. If you want to apply them with the feeling of this school or this school, then just learn the school correctly. And from there, try to find out how you would use the concept, the principles, the specificities to play with the sword. Okay. In fact, this is what Juposa Show is teaching us: is how to adapt and to adjust. Okay, so it's 1 hour we've been speaking now, so we stop there. I try to have another. But let me know on Facebook if you liked it or not. Maybe I speak too much. If we have to continue or not. So you are like nearly 50 following that. So it's not bad for a first time. I will try to do that more often. Always I will ask a few questions through a survey as we did, because it gives me like the things you're expecting, and from there I will do. Jose dice thank you. Jose, gracias de nada. Okay, so we'll play the same thing through Facebook. It's easy. Well, that's it. Thank you for having listened to me. The main thing, Patricio El Pato, they say thank you very much. It was great. I was with him in the car for hours, and we kept speaking anyway. So. And I can still not pronounce your name. Sorry. Okay, Laurent, thank you. Okay, so soon. I don't know when, because I have a heavy schedule. Gracias. And I'll let you know. But please just write on my Facebook page, personal or Budamar, and share your feeling with me about the thing. And from there on, we'll continue. I will, when I'm in Dubai, we plan to do some podcasts. Should be the same without you listening live. And we might try to do some, I think, with Periscope. And maybe having the Facebook Live, Periscope, maybe Meerkat at the same time with different angles. Well, that's the project. That's Crazy Anjan, who is Mr. Media, social media thing. Okay, so thank you again, and see you very soon with new project, new products, new survey, whatever. Okay, thank you. Bye.